E3 2021 has passed on, it is the end of it. My most recent video talked about the top 18 best reveals we got from it, but this video right here will concentrate on the games that you might have missed. There's been many showcases and many of which had really surprising new game reveals that you might have missed because the bigger AAA games took everyone's spot. And this video right here is 100% concentrated on those smaller ones that look super interesting. Without further ado, let's get into it right away. First off, we have Sifu. Just a couple of hours ago, I wasn't even aware that Sifu was present at E3 2021. Originally revealed during a PlayStation State of Play, this action kung fu fighting game surprised me so much and transported me to an awesome looking setting, and its new E3 trailer doesn't help the excitement. This trailer in particular gives us a really great idea of the kind of rocking kung fu action that we'll be experiencing throughout the game, as we'll be destroying many different kind of thugs and rival school fighters out of various locations through the art of Kung Fu. Sifu tells the story of a young Kung Fu student who has spent their life training for a day of reckoning after the brutal murder of their entire family by a mysterious assassination squad. Hunt down the murderers one by one as you explore gang-ridden suburbs, hidden corners deep within the city, all the way to the cold alleys of corporate towers. Adaptation and careful positioning are the key to your survival, and you must use everything at your disposal to succeed in your life's mission. Set against a detailed backdrop of a fictional Chinese city, you will uncover an ancient mystery via a series of difficult confrontations that will test your skills to their limit. To overcome the odds that are heavily stacked against you, you'll need to rely on your mastery of Kung Fu and on a magical pendant that will revive you after death. The cost of magic is dear, however, and you will age significantly every time you come back to life. Time is the price you will pay for your revenge. Let me know what you guys think of it. Next up, we have Bramble, the Mountain King. Now, this is not a trailer for the faint-hearted. Myself, I was pretty traumatized by this game's first look, but it also had me really intrigued by it. Bramble is an adventure horror game starring two siblings who sneak out of their home one night and into a nearby forest. Things go awry when they stumble down into a new world called Bramble, filled with strange creatures, some friendly and some not. And things take a darker turn when the boy's sister is kidnapped by a troll. The gameplay is reminiscent of similar side-scrolling adventure games such as Limbo and Little Nightmares, but Dimfrost, the developers, says Bramble will also be filled with David vs Goliath style bosses and lush environments inspired by Nordic nature and fairy tales. The younger brother is the shy one of the two, and taking on the Bramble and rescuing his sister will require courage, particularly in the dark fantasy world. Dimfrost Studio was founded by 4 friends working out of a single apartment. Dimfrost came onto the scene in 2018 after posting a video for a game experiment called Vaesen. The positive reception allowed the team to continue working on the project, which eventually became Bramble the Mountain King. Other than a 2022 release window and a PC release, no other details are available yet for Bramble the Mountain King regarding platforms and other availability, but it sure looks intriguing. Let me know. Next up, we have No More Room in Hell 2. This new trailer has been revealed just a couple of days ago during my event, my Chiefs Game Expo, and I really like what I'm seeing as I'm a huge fan of hardcore zombie games. The game's new trailer showed a ton of new action, new locations, and zombies we'll be facing. In this game, with the dead closing in from all sides, players must explore the environment, formulate a plan of escape, and execute the strategy. Will your crew survive, and at what cost? In the sequel to the 2011 award-winning source mod, you and your fellow survivors must make your way through a diseased world that has seen the dead rise to feast on the living. Cooperation and teamwork are vital if the human race is to survive this living hell. The world endured the Kulon pandemic that induced comas or death in its victims for over a year now. Government scrambles to quarantine infected cities or outright collapsed as millions became infected. Scientists had a promising vaccine ready for distribution until the infected began dying, only to wake with an insatiable hunger for human flesh. Chaos and death leave you and the remaining survivors in the most desperate fights of your lives as you run, stab, smash and blast your way through safety with 7 other players, or alone with AI in diverse open and non-linear maps against zombies that can see you, smell you, and hear very well, so be extra careful of what you do. Next up we have Shadow Warrior 3. The game's new trailer shows exactly what we need to know from it. The weapons, the enemies, and the environments. Armed with a punishing mix of blades and bullets, Lo Wang, the main character, must traverse uncharted parts of the world to track down the Dark Beast and push the apocalypse back yet again. All it will take is the mask of a dead god, a dragon's egg, a touch of magic, and enough firepower to hold off the impending cataclysm. In this game you'll conduct a symphony of death with each encounter by mixing overwhelming firepower with devastatingly precise katana strikes as you dash in and around the demonic hordes. Flow between nimble movement techniques including air dashes, wall running, double jumps, and the fancy new grappling hook which will bust your combat and movement options wide open in every battle. Finally, execute spectacular finishing moves to claim a piece of your conquered foe and unleash its powers back on the horde in a burst of unstoppable fury and powerful magic in unique environments filled with orthodox structures and devices that can be activated to add another layer of creative choice to the offensive strategy. Next up we have Trek To Yomi. As a vow to his dying master, the young swordsman Aragami is sworn to protect his town and the people he loves against all threats. Faced with tragedy and bound to duty, the lone samurai must voyage beyond life and death to confront himself and decide his path forward. The game will be filled with breathtaking camera angles and striking visuals in the spirit of classic samurai film, which creates a true cinematic experience in Trek To Yomi. Engage vicious swordsmen and supernatural beings with a streamlined combat system based around the traditional weapons of the samurai. Experience an enthralling story of Hiroki during his fall against the forces of evil and heroic return to make good on his failed promise to save the people he swore to protect. The thrilling action and somber moments are set against a memorable score designed to feel authentic to the time and place of feudal Japan. Let me know what you guys think of it. Next up we have Steelrising from the creators of the open world game Greedfall. There is absolutely no details from this project yet except this very small description. King Louis XVI's automata army is terrorizing the citizens of Paris. Join the revolution as Aegis, fight against this reign of terror and try to change the course of history. Steelrising is a game where what if the machines were invented sooner and during the steampunk era? Who has access to this would be the king of everything, but could use it for very dark intentions. In Steelrising you'll have to stop the machines. That's all video for now, let me know what you think. Next up we have Riders Republic. Now I know from your first look at it this might not be the type of game for everyone, but even myself not enjoying a lot of sports games or arcade games like these, well I've never expected this project to be in my top 5 best games of E3. This right here is where you can relax and have so much fun in what seem to be a ton of mini games or simply open world exploration. After a long day of work or school, Riders Republic seems like a perfect choice. In this game you will join a massive multiplayer community and participate in an avalanche of diverse activities as you shred the snow, mud, and dirt in real time with others. Squad up with your friends and take on downhill races, dominate maps in team versus team competitions, or challenge yourself in PvP modes and events. If you're up for some insane action, throw yourself into mass races and be the first to cross the finish line, or the last one standing. From snowy mountains to arid canyons, and with 50 players online or alone if you'd like, roam free in a huge open world comprised of iconic US national parks like the Bryce Canyon, Yosemite Valley, Sequoia Park, Zion, Canyonlands, Mammoth Mountain, and the Grand Teton, all mashed up in one unique place for you to shred. There's also a ton of exploration opportunities like objects to collect, spots to discover, stunts park to ride, and mountain stories to achieve. Of course you can create your very own rider and get new gear from the challenges you complete. Next up we have Aragami 2, a game that is completely under the radar for a lot of people I must say. In this game, you are one of the last elite warriors of your kin, the Aragami. Victims of a supernatural affliction which corrodes the body and devours the mind, the Aragami controls Shadow Essence, a mystical power which grants the ability to control the shadows. With this power, the Aragami carry out their tasks and quests, assignments made all along the valley to ensure the subsistence of the village and to free the Aragami enslaved by the invader armies. Your missions will be filled with peril and your enemies will use all of their might to ensure your failure. Linksworks has recently released a pretty long and exciting gameplay video that demonstrates one of Aragami 2's first missions and the skills you will need to accomplish it. You will discover a full campaign and join the assassin squad up to 3 players in co-op or alone. Manage covers and powers with agility. Take down your enemies with stealth kills and non-lethal takedowns. Become the master of a skill-based combat with high risk and high reward, and craft your weapons, armors, and upgrade your character. Next up we have Somerville, which looks like a really interesting experience. In the wake of catastrophe, you must find the means to make your family whole again. Somerville is a sci-fi adventure grounded in the intimate repercussions of large-scale conflict. Immerse yourself in a handcrafted narrative experience set across a vivid rural landscape. Navigate your way through the perilous terrain ahead of you to unravel the mysteries of Earth's visitors. The developer's philosophy is to break preconceived notions of what games can be by exploring the creative possibilities of the medium. These developers believe in games as a legitimate and positive endeavor, with potential not only as an entertainment medium, but as a tool to question the human condition. They strive to support their intent with an unwavering ethic in all facets of the process. I'm getting some really strong Inside and Limbo vibes here, and I like it. Finally, we have Soulstice. In this game, explore a dark world brimming with hidden mysteries, master a diverse combat system, and inhabit the dual forces of 2 sisters in a coming-of-age fantasy story with fast-paced action, vicious enemies, and breathtaking boss fights. The balance of the Holy Kingdom of Kiras is compromised when powerful, feral creatures known as Wraith invade from the other side of the veil, threatening to consume the living. Wraiths corrupt their victims and can even possess their bodies, turning into unstoppable monsters that prey upon the common folk. The Chimeras, hybrid warriors born of the union of the 2 souls, are the only ones who can protect humankind. Briar and Lute are 2 sisters who have been reborn as a chimera. The transformation has granted Briar superhuman strength and resilience, while Lute, who was sacrificed in order to bind her soul to her sisters, has become a ghost with mystical powers. Now Briar and Lute are sent on a mission to reclaim a city in ruins that has been ravaged by the Wraiths, only to discover that the order they belong to has a far more complex plan in mind. In the game, you'll manage both characters simultaneously. Briar masters melee combat and combos, while Lute controls the battlefield with her otherworldly abilities. Combine their strengths to unlock powerful transformations and fulfill their true potential as a chimera. Alright guys, that is pretty much all we have for today's video. If you'd like to see more videos on upcoming games from E3 2021 and more, then definitely make sure you subscribe to stay tuned. And I'll talk to you all very soon. Thanks to Richard Westfall, Bruce Rain 236, Thunderbeard, Kian Zofagari, Rickno23, Diamond Hunter 45, Themistocles, Space Beer Gaming, and Rash Singbati for being a master member on the channel. You can become a survivor member for as low as 99 cents only by clicking the join button below. This will support me and the channel as a whole to continue making videos on the games that truly deserve it.